Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Elemental with Emily. This is a very special segment because it is to be featured on the Providence News channel. So today we're going to be making cinnamon sugar French toast. So for this recipe, you're going to need bread. You can use any type of bread here. I'm choosing to use brioche today. You're going to need milk, eggs, cinnamon sugar, of course, and then whatever toppings you want. So I'm choosing maple syrup. So to start, we're going to take our bread. I'm using a brioche bread. Brioche makes a really great base for French toast because of how much of the mixture and flavor that it can soak up. However, you do want this to be a few days old. Having a staler bread just makes the whole process a little bit easier. So now moving on to the batter portion, you're going to want to make this in sort of a shallow bowl. So I'm using a pie plate here. It's a great choice if you have one on hand. And what we're going to do is we're just going to crack our eggs in here and mix them up really well. Now I'm just going to mix these really well. It's important to mix your eggs well because if you don't and they're kind of unblended, you run the risk of just having clumps of egg on your bread when you dip it. And this means that when you go to fry it, you're going to have basically a fried egg on your French toast, which no one really wants. So once our batter's mixed up, we're going to add our milk. If you don't have dairy, you can also add almond milk here or oat milk if you have that on hand. Really anything works. It's just to make the batter a little creamier. At this point, you can also add any flavorings you want. So I'm adding a little bit of vanilla extract. This just helps deepen the flavor of the French toast. You can also add maple syrup. That's something that I do sometimes if you really want that maple flavor to come through. So now we're going to go on to dipping. So you want to do this one slice at a time. This avoids one piece being in there too long and getting soft and too soggy. So I have my first piece in. I'm going to let this sit on one side for about a minute and then flip it and allow the other side to soak. I usually like to do this as I'm frying each piece. So when one piece goes in the batter, another piece goes in the pan. So now going on to the grilling portion of our French toast, I already have a pan set on medium heat and I've just melted a little butter in it. And so what we're going to do is just put one piece in there and let it cook for about, I would say 2 to 3 minutes until it's crispy on the bottom. You want it to be golden brown. And then while that's happening, we're also going to sprinkle some of our cinnamon sugar mixture over the top. So the cinnamon sugar in this recipe is what makes it a little more special. When we're going to flip it over to the other side, that sugar is going to caramelize and just going to create this really nice crust caramel flavor onto our French toast that you wouldn't get with just a traditional batter. Now that it's done cooking on the first side, I'm going to flip it and sprinkle the other side with some cinnamon sugar as well. Now that your French toast is finished cooking, you can top it with whatever you like. So I'm choosing to use New Hampshire maple syrup. You can also use Vermont if that's more your style. You can also add anything like berry compote, whipped cream, fresh fruit. It's really up to you, and that's what makes this recipe a little more personable. French toast is great for a crowd because you can fry them off one at a time and people can top them however they'd like. It's a really great way to bring nostalgia back into your Saturday morning breakfast if you just want to treat your family or your friends a little bit. Now it's finally time to give it a taste. This is a delicious French toast recipe that I know your family and friends are going to love. Let me know if you try it out in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you.